What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wager Zone podcast, and we are back for another MMA breakdown. This is UFC Fight Night, Taira versus Park. Originally, it was supposed to be Albazi versus Taira, but last second, guys, they pulled Park, let that Park come in to take over Albazi. Albazi was not medically cleared. Park was scheduled to fight next week, but now he is on the main event this week, and it's a big step up in competition, and he's going to be getting that main event call. So before we get into this breakdown, click that thumbs up, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the page, come back every single day, guys. Let's cash out for this event. Also, leave a comment. Let me guys know if you guys agree or disagree with any picks. Let me guys know if you guys have any bets that I'm not going to be taking, that you're going to be taking. Maybe I'll pin it in the comment, and maybe I'll even tell you guys. So let me know exactly what you guys think. So let's get into this first fight of the night, guys. First fight of the night, Pereira Rodriguez taking on Ketlen Souza. I'm taking Pereira Rodriguez. I think this is going to be a very close fight. Probably not one I want to put too much of investment into, but I just think Pereira Rodriguez is going to be the all-around better fighter. I think she's going to be able to mix in her wrestling. I think on the feet, she's gonna have the higher reach. She's gonna be staying on the outside and picking her apart and landing some jabs, 1-2s on the outside, and end up winning this fight probably in decision. Don't get me wrong, it's probably gonna be a close fight. That's probably why I don't want to put too much investment in. But also, guys, I'm just gonna be taking Pereira Rodriguez. I think her by decision is probably the best bet for this fight. I think it goes all 3 rounds. So for this fight, guys, give me Pereira Rodriguez to win the fight, probably by decision. Alright, guys, for this next fight, Rafael Esteban taking on Felipe Bunez. I'm taking Esteban, guys. I think he's going to be able to mix his wrestling in this game, in this fight, and honestly come in here and win a decision victory. I don't think it's going to be that close. Some people I see are on Bunez as a big underdog, but I feel like some of those people are just chasing, because if you look at the tape, Esteban's just an all-around better fighter. I think he has a better cardio. I think the striking, he has a little bit better striking, but all around the grappling for hit on his side is going to be the way bigger advantage, and I think that's how he's going to win this fight. I think it goes all 3 rounds. I think he probably wins the decision victory. So give me Rafael Esteban. I think he does it by decision. All right, next fight, guys. Austin Bashi taking on John Yanez. I'm taking Austin Bashi, guys. I think Austin Bashi has a -800. He's honestly a big favorite, but he should come out here and win the fight. He lost his last fight, but I think that's honestly a big learning step for these young fighters that are undefeated. They haven't lost yet, and then he comes in here and loses his last fight. I think he's learned a lot from it. I think these young fighters that come out here and lose their first fight, they go back to camp and they learn a lot of different skills, and I think that honestly it could be a good thing for him. I think Austin Bashi comes in here and gets the fight done inside the distance. I don't know if he does it by submission or knockout, but I think he finishes this fight. So for this fight, guys, give me Austin Bashi to win this one. Next fight, guys, Nick Klein taking on Andre Puliev. I'm taking Nick Klein, taking the underdog in this one. I think Nick Klein's going to be able to use his wrestling and get this fight to the floor. And honestly, I think he either wins this fight by decision or he gets a submission victory. I think Nick Klein just all around more of a skilled fighter. Puliev is a really good striker, and he's going to have the better striking on his side. But I think if Nick Klein gets to those double legs, uses his really good wrestling that he has, and takes him down to the floor, I think he can pull out a decision victory or a submission victory. So for this one, guys, give me Nick Klein as the underdog. I think he pulls this one off. Alright, guys, next one, Rodolfo Vieira taking on Tresean Gore. I'm taking Vieira, guys, and I think he does it by submission. I think Tresean Gore, honestly, in my opinion, it might be one of the worst fighters in the UFC. I don't think he should be in the UFC. I don't think his skill level is there. Maybe he puts egg on my face in this fight and proves me wrong. But I just think this one, I think Rodolfo Vieira is going to be able to land some hard shots on top, eventually take Tresean Gore down and just submitting him by either an arm bar, maybe even an arm triangle. I think Vieira on the ground is levels above. The striking is honestly on Gore's side a little bit, but I think it almost might be even. Vieira has more of the power shots. But either way, I think he gets this fight to the floor, submits Tresean Gore, and Tresean Gore might be dropped after this fight. So give me Rodolfo Vieira. I think he does it by submission. All right, next fight, Rinya Nakamura taking on Nathan Fletcher. I'm taking Nakamura. I think Nakamura's wrestling is just going to be rinse and repeat in this one. Nathan Fletcher has good jiu-jitsu, but his takedown diva is not there because he tends to pull guard and accepts these takedowns because he thinks he can end up submitting these guys. And a guy in Nakamura that comes from a really good wrestling family. This guy's family has been in the wrestling game for a while. He's been taught by his dad that was an Olympic wrestler, and this guy, I don't think he gets submitted. I think he's going to be able to get these fights to the floor over and over again and probably win a decision victory because I don't think he knocks out Fletcher, and I don't think he submits Fletcher either. I think Rinya Nakamura takedowns are just going to be rinse and repeat and a lot of control time. So for this fight, guys, give me Rinya Nakamura to win this fight. I think he does it by decision. Just a quick break, guys, before we continue this video, giving you guys my best bets and my breakdown. If you guys would like to leave me a tip, here's my Cash App tag. It's money sign wager zone. The link will be in the description. Buy me a coffee, help me keep this page going. And also, I want to add a lot more things, so all the tips are really appreciated, and I would be able to add a little bit more stuff to my videos. So if you guys are cashing out with me, you guys are liking all my videos, like I said, they're not required, but tips are appreciated. Add my Cash App. Here's a tag. And like I said, also, the link will be... Next fight, guys, Danny Silva taking on Kevin Vallejos. I'm taking Kevin Vallejos, guys. This is a very good young prospect. The only guy he's actually lost to was John Silva, where that fight is actually looking like a really good loss for him. He's a very young prospect that's getting better and better. He has really good striking. He has good grappling. He has cardio that's getting better and better. And he's taking a guy in Danny Silva that I just think at this point of his career, Danny Silva doesn't have anything for Vallejos. I think Vallejos is going to win a decision victory, but I could also see him knocking out Danny Silva. But most likely, in my opinion, I think it's going to go to decision. I see that decision props at like a plus 275. That might actually be a good play for this one. But either way, I'm taking Kevin Vallejos. I think he does it by decision. He could knock him out, but Vallejos is going to be the pick either way. All right, guys, this next fight, Neil Magny taking on Lezu Zaleski dos Santos. I'm taking Neil Magny, guys. I'm taking the underdog. If you guys look at the last 8 fights Neil Magny has fought against, all of those guys are better than dos Santos. All those guys, it would beat dos Santos. And I think Neil Magny just had a very tough run. The last one he had was against Phil Rowe, where that was a really good fight. But I think Phil Rowe might even beat dos Santos. Dos Santos is not going to be able to outstrike Magny. I know he has the power, but I think Magny's striking is better than dos Santos. Dos Santos, the way he wins his fights, if he uses his grappling. But I just think Neil Magny's going to be able to stop the takedowns. Like I said, Neil Magny's last 3-4 losses are guys that are in the top 5, and all of them are just way better than dos Santos. And I think this is going to be a good spot for Neil Magny to bounce back later on in his career. So give me Neil Magny as the underdog to win this fight. I think he does it by decision. Next fight, guys, probably going to be a very close fight. Not one I want to put too much an investment in, but it's going to be Kara Hosa taking on Nora Canoli. Guys, I'm taking Kara Hosa. I think the output is just going to be too much for Canoli, and I think she's going to win this fight by decision. I think the judges are going to see both these fighters going back and forth, and Kara Hosa pulling it out at the end just from the output. If you look at her last like 3 or 4 fights, her output is insane. She throws over 100 strikes almost every single time. Nora Canoli in her last 3 fights hasn't even thrown over 100 shots or even landed. Kara Hosa has landed almost over 100 shots every single fight, and I just think the output's going to be on Kara Hosa's side. The power might be on Nora Canoli's side, but either way, I think the output's going to be way too much, and Kara Hosa is going to pull this decision victory out. I think she has a better striking. I think she wants to mix in the grappling she can. Also, I think she has a better cardio as well. So for this fight, guys, give me Kara Hosa to win this fight, probably by decision. All right, guys, next fight, Elvis Brenner taking on Esteban Ribovic. And this one, guys, I think the pick is going to be Ribovic, but the line is way off. Minus 275 for Ribovic. I just see that as way off. If you're on Elvis Brenner, don't get me wrong, I think that's a good bet. But the pick, I guess, is Ribovic. I think Ribovic is eventually going to get that knockout in those later rounds, but I'm probably not going to bet this one. Or if I do, I'm probably going to put a little bit on Brenner. Honestly, I'm going to lie to you guys. I think, like don't get me wrong, the betting perspective on this event, and for this fight, guys, is probably going to be Brenner. Brenner getting that fight by decision. But the pick, I guess, is going to be Ribovic by knockout. Ribovic by knockout's at plus 115, plus 120. He's a minus 275 on the money line, but I don't know. Like I said, the pick is Ribovic. I think Ribovic is going to get it done, but I could see Brenner pulling this fight out at the end and winning this fight. I could see it, and I'm like I said, I'm probably not going to bet this one, and if I do bet it, it's going to be on that plus 400 ticket on Brenner by decision. This fight's going to go back and forth. It's going to be a banger, and Ribovic probably going to get that knockout, but that minus 275 play is just not a good play. It's either Ribovic by knockout or Brenner by decision. 50-50 fight. The pick is Ribovic, but if you're going to bet this, just go and bet Brenner. All right, guys, now for the co-main event, Mateusz Rebecki taking on Chris Duncan. I'm taking Rebecki, guys. I think Rebecki gets this fight done by knockout. If you look at that fight that Rebecki fought against Orobai, Rebecki did really well, mixing some takedowns. He landed some very hard shots. If you look at that fight, Orobai's whole face was jacked up, and Orobai just a humongous of a mammoth of a man, and Rebecki landed some hard shots. This could have put him down, but if he lands any of those shots on Chris Duncan, I think Chris Duncan is going to get knocked out in this one. I think Rebecki gets this fight done by knockout. I think Chris Duncan is going to be guillotine or bust. I think the wrestling side is going to be on Rebecki. I think the striking is going to be on Rebecki. I think Chris Duncan has better jiu-jitsu overall, but I just don't see him submitting Rebecki at all, and I think Rebecki is going to pull this one out. I'm going to be taking Rebecki in this one. I think he does it by knockout. Alright guys, now for the main event, it's going to be Tatsuro Taira taking on Hyun-Sung Park. Hyun-Sung Park is coming on short notice. Like I said, he was supposed to be scheduled to fight next week, but now he pulled out, or the UFC pulled him out of that one because Albazi pulled out, and now Hyun-Sung Park's taking a big step up in competition to save this main event in Tatsuro Taira. The pick's going to be Tatsuro Taira, guys. I think he's eventually going to get this fight to the floor. I think his takedowns are going to be way too much for Hyun-Sung Park, and the level is going to be way more on Tatsuro Taira. Taira has fought the better competition. Taira, to me, is overall the better fighter with the cardio, the striking, and the grappling. Hyun-Sung Park has a good grappling game, but Tatsuro Taira's wrestling grappling is legit as well. I think Taira's a better all-around fighter. And honestly, I think he's going to get this fight done by decision. I think eventually those takedowns are going to be there, and Taira is eventually going to take his back and end up winning this fight by submission. So for this fight, the main event, guys, give me Tatsuro Taira. I'm taking him. I think he does it by submission in this main event. And alright guys, that is it for today's video. Like I said in the beginning, click that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the page, come back every single day, guys. Go check out my PFL video. PFL is about to start here in a couple hours. Also guys, go check out my live breakdown of this event. I did a live breakdown where I went over all the odds. If you guys want to see the actual full breakdown to how I went on the odds wise, this is going to be my picks. Also check out the description of this video. In the description, all my bets are going to be in there. If you guys want to tell me, if you guys want to fade me, just let me know what you guys think. Also leave a comment, let me guys know if you guys agree or disagree. And I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you guys next time.